Jenna, Dennis, good to see you guys. How are you all?
Great, great. Thanks. How about you?
Yeah, well, doing well, thanks. Jenna, how are
One day
you?
in October.
Oh, yeah, I know. How cold is it up in New York? I know you're up there in the mountains.
Yeah, today wasn't bad. It was like maybe 5, 10 degrees below normal. Um, but
Thought you were going to say below zero.
yeah, right. No, it wasn't too bad. Like in the 50s. So lows in the 40s. It was it was lower 40s this morning. But it'll always be cold enough to snow here in October at some point. Whether it does or not, I've only seen 1 year without snow flurries.
Right, right.
Um,
So, yeah, you think you're gonna get a good powder, Dustin, or what are you thinking?
I'd be surprised if we didn't get something sometime this month. I minimum like a good hard frost at
Yeah.
least, right? I mean, because it was in the lower 40s, and it's only the ninth. So
Yes, the
yeah,
ninth.
it's coming. It's time for apple cider, hot apple cider, and
Hot apple cider. That's right.
donuts from the cider mill.
I tell you what, they have a orchard here, apple orchard place, and oh my gosh, if you get their cider there or their donuts, they're homemade right there on the mountain. Oh, it's like it's like it just melts in your mouth, and then you take a
Wow.
sip of that cider, and you're like, oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is yeah.
I believe that Saturday, the 7th of October, marked the beginning of the Park County Covered Bridge Festival in Park County, Indiana, up there around Marshall, Indiana, places you don't know. Anyway, I grew up there, but
Oh,
but
you're
they always they make a lot of fresh apple cider there and so on. That's kind of the big thing other than the covered bridges up there. I always had a great time there.
yeah, those things are so photogenic, aren't they, Jenna? That you love to take pictures of those things, I imagine.
Yep. No, I'm looking forward to it. As I wanted to go out this weekend and do something, but they've got this big low pressure. It's going to be. I mean, the whole area is just one big.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess. Yeah, I know.
So, oh
But
well.
we can be
Oh
done for a while.
well.
Hey, Steve Knowles has joined us. We have a bunch of people joining us. I'll be Drone. Danny, good to see
Hey,
you,
Danny.
buddy. Let's see who else we have. Jenna, of course. Mr. Skyfly, thank you for coming by. And Barkley's here. Hey, buddy. Senator Perry, Lee, thanks for coming by. Yeah, so we're just going to be discussing, what we're doing to prepare for the trip, right? Dennis, you and I were talking backstage about our trip, right? And
Yeah.
of course, there's going to be some changes. So in the chat, if you guys are traveling and having to make changes, let us know what you're doing. Dennis and I will be driving from Atlanta to Round Rock, Cedar Park, actually, Texas, on third. We're taking off Wednesday night, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Is
I
that
am.
okay?
I am. You fly whenever you want, but I'm going to
Okay.
drive.
We're taking off Wednesday night,
Right.
and we're gonna find a place to crash along the way. What route are we taking? 40? No, that's too far north.
No, that'll be
Be 10? No.
85 to I don't remember what road that is, but Mobile, Alabama is
Is
probably
our,
where we'll pick up. What is that 10 that goes
I
across
think it
to
is 10. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
So
sure it is.
so there you go. We're gonna be hitting 85 to 10. And maybe we'll get to 10 on Wednesday night, maybe? You thinking?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we probably get a place to crash somewhere around Mobile.
Mobile.
Spelled the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Now,
it's not mobile.
if your English is not your first language, what would you think of this language? Mobile? Which one?
Mobile?
Yeah, move it.
Mobile.
Mobile. There we go. We got a third option. That's the
Mobile.
beautiful thing about English, right? We get to hack it up pretty bad.
And everybody still understands what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what people are saying. Now who's going to SpinUp? Jenna, you're not going to make it, or are you going to make it?
I can't make it. I have a work conference in Baltimore this early following week, and I couldn't
What's Kelly going to do without you?
swing both. It sucks. I mean, but
Kelly's
Good work.
always, counting on your photography skills. So you're going to be dearly missed.
yes, yeah. This will be the first one I haven't gone to.
That's crazy.
Which,
And it could be
you
the
know,
last, I hear.
right?
Yeah.
It's a
could be the
4-letter
last.
word, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be the last. Off access is here also. Let's see, what's he doing? Ping banging. Okay. All right. So somebody can help me with this one. Is that a weird? Got it. Yeah. So I'm hoping to meet up with I'll Be Drone tomorrow morning or afternoon, early morning, to go flying. So that's Danny McPeak. So hopefully we'll get on out there. Hot Rod's just jumped in here, man. What do you say, Wave?
Yep. Wave.
Wave.
It'll be the wave.
Oh yeah. Wait, you started. I'll finish it. Go. Dennis, yay, we got it.
Yay.
Now, if we could just get the rest of the people to do that too. Now,
That's going to be tricky.
it is that for sure. So, what drones are you taking, Dennis? Your Mavic 3?
Yeah, I'll take the Mavic 3. I probably also, just because I'd probably also take the Mini 3 Pro. Definitely take the Mavic 3.
Interesting lag, right, Jenna?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We see Dennis's lips moving, and the lag with the new headphones is interesting. Keep talking to us, Dennis. So, what else are you going to be taking? You're taking a camera or any other equipment?
I always take my 360 cameras, 2, 3, and
Uh-huh.
so there's a lag because of my earbuds.
You know, we're loving it. Keep going. It's cool. It really is cool.
I was making too much noise because of
the baby.
Yeah. We can't hear it.
Yeah, no, we can't hear it.
No, seriously, no. Seriously.
No, it's our
No. I'm making too much noise for him. William turned up on, so that's the reason for the earbuds.
Hey,
so
Grandpa,
more quietly.
Yeah, speak quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw that one coming when you went blank. I was like, yeah, you got pinged.
We need to have that.
Hot Rod's going to add this wild man to the stage now. Hey,
Hey,
I'm going to have to follow you back a little bit.
Hello.
How are you, brother?
Oh, it's starting to get crazy busy again. I'm finally over my COVID that I had about a week. Yeah, it was the week before last.
How bad was it?
The entire family came down with it, and the mother-in-law ended up in the hospital.
Oh, kicked everybody's ass.
Yeah, it got all of us. The daughter brought her home from school.
Oh
Typical.
my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. How are you feeling?
Now that I've been over it for about a week, I finally feel like I'm back to normal.
Do you have any energy? You're getting tired?
Yeah. No, I finally got my energy back. That's probably that first week is kind of get over the symptoms, and they have that called Paxlovid. It's a little bit it's a little bit like Z-Paks for flu, right? Except for it's basically a Z-Pak kind of thing for COVID, and so you take that for 5 days. Man, I knew the next day it had worked.
That well, huh?
That well. I got we tested on a Sunday night, ended up calling the doc. Well, had to send the mother-in-law to the hospital Monday morning. But then called and got a telehealth through my doctor we didn't get it until late in the afternoon on a Monday. I took my little trash can from my bathroom. I literally had it sitting beside me because my nose was just like, that day my trash can was completely full. So I ended up taking both doses that evening. Took one about 6 and then another the second dose, which you're supposed to take one in the morning, one in the evening kind of thing. Probably took it about 10, 11 o'clock at night or whatever. Anyways, the next day, so on Tuesday, my trash can only ended up half full. So my nose was running about half as much as it was the day before, so to speak. And then by Wednesday, it was probably maybe a quarter full. And so I mean, literally that next day, I could really tell it's like, okay, I think I'm on the path going the right direction. Finally,
yeah, I think I'll get some Paxlovid on my car's consumption of fuel. That sounds it. You know, the consumption.
Yeah.
Fuel is reduced.
I think it's one of the reasons they're not nearly as concerned about the COVID stuff now. My wife was telling me even inside the hospital, they're not like doing the mask and the other stuff like they were back in the heart of COVID. And I think because they have things to treat it with now, it's not nearly. It's a little bit more like the flu.
It's not as deadly as it was.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I will tell you this: had we waited about 6 to 12 more hours, my mother-in-law would have been dead. Her oxygen level was at 83 Monday morning.
Wow.
That's how we knew. That's kind of how we knew Sunday night that it was in the house. My daughter had a cold. I had a little bit of a cold. The wife had like flu symptoms kind of stuff. But it was the mother-in-law's symptoms that sort of tipped us off. She got very, very lethargic.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Which was the sign of the O2 dropping on her. And she's 86 and got other health problems, including she's had part of her lung removed from having pneumonia so many times on the one side. So COVID is deadly for somebody like her, right? Because of what it does. So she ended up in the hospital for a week. She came home on that Friday.
I hope everything works out well for you.
It does. It has. We're all getting better. We're all better.
Well, are you going to be joining us in?
Not at SpinUp, no.
Not at SpinUp. Okay, so it's just Dennis and I here on the crew, and I put the link in the chat if anybody else wants to join. It looked like Mark is here for EM Drone 1, and he's been cranking out some video.
Mark Fisher.
You know. So Dennis, you got what cameras you're going? You got the new Insta360. You got the latest model for the Insta360. You usually go for those things. You really like those products, right?
Well, that I'm aware of is the Go 4. Anyway, tiny camera.
That's the Go 3. The Go 3 is that one that just launched.
3, yeah. Okay, that's right. Because I don't have that one. I won't be getting the advantage.
Yeah,
and it is.
Yeah, that thing is amazing. Sucker. Everybody's using it on every kind of drone, and the stable.
I have the X3.
Yeah, the X3.
I love that X3, and I have the GoPro 9 and 10. And I'll take that Insta X3 over those two any day of the week. In fact, those two don't go with me anymore. The only thing it goes with me is my X3.
Yeah. It
I
makes sense.
have an X3 RS 1-inch.
I mean, if you think about the Insta360 product, how well it does with those, I don't know, what do you call those lenses? And now we're seeing them being used on, the DJI product line, right? And we saw them being used on the Skydio product line when the Skydio 2 came out. So it makes
about
sense.
Leica lenses. LEI.
Yeah, the wide angle lens, the fisheye lenses that we're accustomed to seeing on the 360s. And now, we see that same technology being applied for, avoiding obstacles, right? And it's been used quite often with the Skydio 2, but now we see it pushing down to even more consumer grade stuff like the Mini 4, right?
I see no point to the GoPro or the DJI Action versus the 360. Just give me a 360. You don't have to worry about pointing it. You just like turn it on, do your thing. Doesn't matter where it is. Make it look, do anything in post that you want it to do. It's freaking
but you can't
awesome.
jump in. You can't attach that thing to like your chest and dive.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can.
Why not?
How deep can it go?
They make an adapter. In fact, I thought I got one around here somewhere. Right? I got a 1/4-inch adapter for the GoPro. It'll literally fit on any of the GoPro mounts.
Yeah, but the X3 can go 30 feet.
30 feet, okay. 30 feet, which is GoPro quality, right? GoPro is about that. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought they were. I thought they were not waterproofed at all.
Oh yeah, no, they are. I mean,
they are. Yeah. They can do the 30 feet.
Yeah.
The 10 meters.
10 meters, yeah. Okay, well, cool.
Just like the GoPros.
I didn't know.
Scuba diving, and
but
I didn't know. I mean, like, I never really thought of it more as like a standard like vlogging type camera or something you would just carry with you. I mean, Dennis, you've got like microphones and all hooked up to it and everything, right?
They changed the X3 from the X2 specifically for waterproofing because there used to be, I guess, a little rubber or something that the memory card or something was behind on the X2, where with the X3,
the USB port.
Yeah, there you go. On the X3, it's all behind the battery. So and the battery has little colors on them, so you can tell if they're locked, if the battery is locked in, which means the thing is basically watertight.
X2 and he forgot to close the door.
Yeah,
put it underwater for something.
Yeah.
And that ruined it. Toasted it right away. But yeah, no, they're waterproof. Now it's not. It's water resistant. You don't want to put that.
Okay, so we're looking at the product lines.
Yeah, there's the Go-3. But no, I don't have that camera. I have the Go-2.
Wait.
Okay. Let me see. That's pretty cool interface with the Go-3. How do you back this thing up? Okay, let me go graphics. X3, Go-3. Yeah, that's a cool little interface you could put on it. But you guys used the X3 series, right?
Yeah, the problem with Go-3 is it's basically just an action camera. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not up to the standards of DC the point at all.
Oh gosh, why am I in this kind of language? Oh, I'm in French. $138 for what?
On one of my iPads, DJI store.com or store.dji.com, German. I can't get it to change to English.
But this is the one you guys recommend, right?
Yeah, that X3 is freaking awesome. Love that camera.
Yeah.
Huh.
I do.
And the battery life compared to a GoPro is ungodly.
And you got the 360-degree, coverage with those fisheye lenses, right?
Yep.
And so you can end up with, that seems, are they as rugged as a GoPro?
I don't know why it wouldn't be.
The lenses seems like easy to scratch.
That would be a problem. That would be a problem on a GoPro.
And then you can't replace it yourself like you can on the GoPro.
No, but you can get the lens protectors, the little, lens protectors to put on it, because that's what I have for the X2.
They also have the cases where it's enclosed in the case, so you won't scratch.
When you enclose it, then
Yeah, you can. They make cases that will fully enclose the X3.
Then you lose your audio, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then you would have to Bluetooth, I imagine, to hook up.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure
mean,
you'd be able to. You'd need a special case in order to use a phone adapter so big.
yeah,
So
one
I'm not
nice thing
sure.
about the GoPro product line is you could just freaking take your lenses and fix them yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, they make the
Well, the equivalent of that
adapters that go
is,
over the 360 lens.
which is the equivalent of what you're holding.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Let's end this video, but they definitely know how to promote. They got a very nice video there, that's for sure.
But yeah, they have these little ones that will fit right over top of those, so that you don't scratch the lenses.
Well, they even have a gimbal here for your phone, huh? Wow. And I know that this little product here, I don't know if you guys can see my pointer. Yeah, you can see the pointer in the screen.
Yep.
That little camera there.
I have the link.
Oh, you do? How do you like it?
Yeah. As a webcam for my 3D printing.
Okay, that's your webcam for 3D printing, and it follows the 3D print anywhere you want.
Yeah.
And then you could do your time lapse. Well, they reduced it a little bit for it's a bit pricey, $250.
It is pricey for a little
a camera that follows you, right?
But it's a 4K.
Yeah, it looks like it is 4K. Learn more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look up the Logitech Brio. It's 4K too. I've had mine forever.
Really? You enjoyed that one a lot?
Yeah.
I got the link because I was so into it. I probably shouldn't have done it. I didn't really need it. But I don't regret it. It's just what I'm trying to accomplish. So.
It looks like this is trying to compete with the Osmo product line here.
I wasn't even aware of that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a
long
optic pole too. Wow. So what other they have?
What Rod and I really, really, really like is Insta360, and I can't speak for Rod, but the editing of the 360 make on the software that Insta360,
the invisible kit is what they're calling this thing. It's 546.
Doesn't look like it's big enough to hide the microphone adapter.
Yeah, and it looks like it's definitely. Can you expand it? Nope, you can. So it looks like it gives you a pretty decent kit. Huh?
I like the 10-foot pole. I like the extended 10-foot pole they have.
Yeah, it looks like it works wonderful.
I have one. I have someone else's, but it's
very nice product, guys. Very nice product.
Actually, I got some video. God, I need to pull it off the damn card. I bought the 10-foot pole because there's hot springs around here. Well, I guess hot springs. Anyways, there's one where the regular pole wasn't long enough, and I literally bought that 10-foot pole just so that I could put the X3 in the water. It was fun doing it the day that I did it to film the fish, and you know what I got? I got a turtle, and the funny part with the turtle was the turtle thought it was food. It literally tried to come up and was trying to bite at the camera. It was freaking great. So I'm sure the video, when I pull the video off and look at it, is going to be.
You're lucky it wasn't a snapper, man.
Yeah,
a big one. It would have been gone. And nobody would retrieve that thing.
The turtle was kind of playing with it, and the fish were kind of running from it. So
very cool. Very cool.
Not quite what you were after, huh?
Not exactly what I was after, but I was like, okay, it works. Hey, at least the alligator.
It's a cool thing, though. Yeah.
At least the alligator didn't show up.
I think a lot of people have been using that Go 3 for. What is the little peanut like that people have been using that they're inexpensive.
That's the go-to at the same time by Peanut was made. What's that company name?
Caddx Peanut.
Caddx. That's right. They partnered with Insta3.
Yeah, and it looked like this product here, the go-to. It was the go-to with the special adapter that you could power it up using the leads from your flight controller, or you can use the balance port on your battery to charge it. And that's what I normally do.
Al, I'll tell you, the Go 3 got me interested as soon as I saw the hat clip.
Yeah,
being able to clip it on a hat, so you can, because you're always looking at your controller, right? So it's like if it's right there on your hat, it's like, hey, I got my controller, and so from that perspective, it'd be really good.
Let's take a look at that. That's a very interesting.
I have a hat clip and the go-to, but just it's I don't know.
It's a pain in the butt, is what you're saying, or it falls off, or
no? It's
say you like it,
just
don't like it.
You have 30, if that, and take the video off. You if you fill it up, then you need to take video off of there or delete it with it. It's just that's a bit of a nuisance for me.
Yeah, you have to do everything through the app or Wi-Fi transfer, right, or something like that. You're not pulling an SD card.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, SD card is a great benefactor, I think.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, looking at this little product here, they give you something that you hang around your neck. It looks like.
Yeah, it's a magnet.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then this is the charging station with the display. Does it work as a display when the unit's like on your head? Can you like look at your display? I imagine you could.
Yeah. And so because that's all Wi-Fi or Bluetooth.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it looks like a solid product with that little display right here.
Yeah, the display on there is too, as far as I'm concerned.
And that could
basically you got the case closes. This one doesn't look like it. It's just it is what you're looking at. But the case the go-to, and that's about the only difference.
Got it. All right, so we're 30 minutes into the show, and so anybody here have the Mini 4?
No. Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, quiet.
And I say not yet because I don't know. I'm thinking about it as a nice little travel drone.
I think it's an excellent choice with the new AI features to freaking track you. Yeah. I think it's doing better than the Mavic 3.
Tracking,
hot rides.
60, 04, good pictures, good video. And so, I've got the Air 2S, so that's, remote ID compliant. Fine. But this one, 04, stronger, better signal, for connectivity. Just as good pictures, really.
Yeah, I didn't have a Mini 3. I might consider it, but I agree is.
Hey Al, you want to know how many times
aside from that
on my Mavic 3?
Exactly.
That's how many times I've used tracking on my Mavic 3.
I use it a lot, believe it or not. Because you've seen the locations that I like to fly, Dennis, and those locations are perfect for that. So when Dennis and I were flying over the James River, they had river rescue team practicing their river rescue.
That was fantastic.
Wasn't that fun? And if you have the Mavic 3 or any kind of DJI products, all you do is just rubber band your subject, and then it asks you if you want to track it. And you're like, sure, but you got to remember, it's going to run into stuff.
But Al, I will tell you this: don't you buy it so you can fly it? If you're letting the automation fly it, what's the fun in it? The challenge is doing it yourself and getting it to look
that's
like
not a
what you
problem.
want it to do, kind of thing.
Well, that's why I fly full FPV.
Sure.
Okay, but I need automated stuff. You know.
Okay, I got
You
it.
follow me?
Yeah, as a tech guy, as a fellow tech guy, I get it. But
so not only do I fly them, I build them, right? So yeah, that's not the point. But it's just use the tool for its best capabilities. Well, yeah,
he's
I
just
agree with
saying
you.
he
The
likes to be
camera is more-
lazy once in a while, Dennis, and let
Yeah,
the
yeah.
drone do
Basically,
it
you're
instead
right.
of him.
I
That's
heard
what
that.
Well, yeah, as a solo
Yeah.
creator, right? You need to use the tools at your disposal to make the content you want to make.
Okay,
That's
I'll
right.
buy that. I'll buy that.
It's easy peasy now. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Oh my gosh. And this product can freaking think for themselves, track you and do a predictive analysis that you're going to go around the corner. It's waiting for you. There you are. Let me continue following you. You know what I
I'll
mean?
tell you
And
what, from
pretty
a
soon
technical
AI would be so good you don't need a
standpoint,
pilot. So
Because
from a technical standpoint, that Mavic Air 3, the Mini 4, they're amazing technology.
It'll have no meaning on a full moon during the month of October as we approach Halloween.
Oh, there you
When it's
go.
waiting around the corner for you.
Oh, yes. Now we're talking. Keep going.
actually, Al, what I'm probably more interested in is whatever this next FPV drone is, Avinox.
All
that
right,
is
let's talk
coming.
about that. I think that's a really good topic to talk about it because it's close dear to my heart. I know it is to Jenna too because she's an FPV pilot, and so are you, huh, Rod? To some,
With the Avata, I love the
you only
Avata.
use the
I
what?
only use the motion controller, and I did that as a rebellion act against everybody else who said they hated the motion controller. So I intentionally taught myself to use the motion controller and use only that because of all the people that said it sucked.
Well,
And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
You can put the motion controller in full acro mode too, by the way.
I'm not surprised. I'm actually surprised the drone hack guys haven't come out with some stuff for the Avata. What I'd really like to do is unlock the 60 mile an hour.
Yeah.
With the motion controller.
Well, if your warranty's expired, go for it. Just hack it. But if it hasn't expired and you want to keep it on there, don't. But
so you say you can implement acro mode now with them. So can you do flips and that? Can you do all various? I don't know.
I haven't heard it. I don't know what Al's talking about. So I guess Al's gonna have to give away how you put it into acro with the motion.
There was this guy in Thailand. I was watching him do it, and he might be pulling our leg. So I'll have to double check.
Happen.
Yeah. A friend of a friend of a friend in Thailand, right?
Right.
So, yeah, they're notorious for doing that stuff, saying that stuff. But
that's one thing I've been hoping for, that they would do a firmware update for the Avata and give us a setting in the software to change the speed of sports mode and give us a bit more speed in sports mode for the Avata.
Jen, I was thinking about that. Do you think that little guy could give you more than it's already giving you? You fly it.
I don't know. I mean,
it does with the remote. With the remote, it's rated up to 60 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know why they couldn't give us that with the motion controller.
With the motion controller. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
I don't know why they can't give it to us.
Is it a safety thing, perhaps?
I'm sure they're limiting the voltages going to the motors for sure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the question. Or is it because they want you to use the other both controllers? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
Hey,
I have
Mr.
no idea.
How are you, sir?
I'd be happy if they give us like 45, take us halfway there, right? because there's a 30-mile-an-hour difference between sports
Yeah.
mode and they could bump it some. They could definitely bump it up some. That's why I've looked at picking up one of the original FPV drones, because you can do 60 mile an hour with the motion controller with that drone.
Yeah, you can't do the 80, but you can do the 60.
Yeah,
so
and I'd be happy with the motion controller.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, but again, they're limiting it. I wonder if there's some kind of latency in the controller.
And for all of those who go, I'd rather have the remote.
Too, yeah.
I'll just say F-16s, F-35s, and F-22s are all flown with a joystick. So if the best military planes on the planet can be flown with a joystick, you can fly your damn drone with a joystick.
Yeah, the only thing is that, even though you're flying by wire, the connection's all housed really tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
You're not going a mile away, to get that latency.
I got it.
The point being is the latency is really not there on the.
Yeah, they're also not doing 3 miles per hour, Al.
Somebody doing Mach 3. You can't have any latency, hot rod. But it's quite a bit of difference. But I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, you can do 60, but you can't do 80. So definitely. I mean, 60.
I'd take 45 on my Avata, because I can fly my Mavic 3 Pro with the goggles and the motion controller and do 47 mile an hour in sports mode with the goggles. So I don't know why the Avata can't do the same speed. If I could do that with my Mavic 3 Pro.
Yeah. And let's see, we've had a lot of people joining us tonight. Thanks for dropping by, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I haven't had a chance to really take a look at those fisheye lenses on the Mavic 3 and the Mini 4 are exposing those images to the user now. Dennis, have you had a chance to play that with your Mavic 3?
I did it on a live stream once. That they
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't realize that once you put it into that, you take it back out. So now when I go live, at the bottom left of the screen is from the sensor camera. But it's pretty cool, but not very sure that I would want to. I'm not sure that it's my nice little gimmick at this point, because the clarity is not there.
Depends on your use case, right?
It does.
This is an example. If you're flying backwards, right, shooting something, and you're out in front, being able to see behind you so that you can make sure that you're not going to fly into a wall or a tree or telephone pole behind you, kind of thing. It's at least useful from that kind of perspective.
That tree's there, right? And all that camera don't know how far away it is or whatever. You can see it was there, so I don't know what the advantage is to be able to see it. And when you hit it, sure enough, by golly, you're. I don't know. Yeah. It's just I think for my eyes, it just doesn't seem like it. Yeah. It's that useful.
Well,
I'm not going to come. Cool, I do.
Yeah.
I was able to use those other cameras to make sure that bird wasn't closer concentric circles, right? Yeah, I'm serious, and that's a pretty cool thing. You can cameras other than, you can spin the drone. You don't need to turn the drone at all. You can just.
You got your
I like that.
private Insta 360s on your Mavic?
That might be more useful on a Mini 4 than it is on a Mavic 3. When you have that much money in the air, you tend to stay away from things that could cause you a problem.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
You know where that tree is, and you don't go near it because you know that tree is there.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
absolutely.
Right.
I agree. That Mini 4 would be more sacrificial than the Mavic 3.
Exactly.
But is the Mini 4? Do you know?
What's that?
Or is it just is this point that has excuse me, that can do that? Have they opened that up to other drones?
I
Jenna,
don't think they haven't announced. Well, they haven't announced it on the Mini 4 yet, but
it's the same sensors it's on the Air 3, so it's kind of one of those. I don't know why they couldn't. The only thing that would limit them would be the processing power on the drone to do it.
agreed.
I was going. There's a lot more to it than just the.
But let me tell you this: when it comes to graphics, it's a lot of freaking You need a lot of power. Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
That's a hog. It's a resource hog, big time. And if you're putting sensors like 4 cameras, 6 cameras to help out with the mapping of the area it's flying in, it definitely needs some juice behind it, right?
And that's effectively the upgrade from the Mini 3 to the Mini 4. It's the same sensor, but because they've added more processing power, they've been able to up the frame rates and do some of the other things that they've done, but it's the same camera.
And it can do the analytics it needs to do, okay, where the other one doesn't. So yeah, it's a big deal. I'll tell you, talking about personally, I found out that my left eye focuses a little higher than my right eye. So by the end of the evening, I get like my head will start to hurt a little bit because of the fact that, my brain is having to do that adjustment, right? So, if you close one eye, this one is shifted up and this one's a little lower, but my brain puts that together and processes it into a nice clean image for me to view. But when I go skiing, I can only ski like 6 hours now. I used to be able to ski like a little bit more, like 7 hours. And I'll start getting vertical like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because my brain is cooked because I've been moving so fast and the terrain is, so different, and I have to make so many different adjustments so quickly that, I just literally just like I'm done.
Now you know what an Apache helicopter pilot feels like with that one thing over his eye. That's the one thing that flushes them out of that program is them not being able to their brain not being able to process with that eye.
With that one eye, right?
With that one eye.
Yeah, because that's your targeting eye, right? So
yeah,
if you can't target, you can't fly. Not that product because it is designed to kill. Only.
But that's like the number one thing that wipes people out of that Apache helicopter pilot program is the fact that their brain can't process that one eye thing.
Yeah, it's so true because if you think about, I don't know if you shoot a lot or you hunt a lot, if you target, you're looking through the scope and you got both eyes open. And in your mind, you have to switch them off back and forth all the time. And it definitely takes some practice. There's no doubt about it. But, some people just can't handle that. Like you were saying, some pilots drop it out. Your mind just does not.
Oh, yeah, your brain can't handle the two different inputs to the different eyes.
Doing it. So what's coming up with anything coming up on your guys' schedule here? Are you guys hopefully I'll be yeah, that's right. Danny just texted me. Definitely going to be flying. I'll start. Danny I'll be droning. We're going to meet up tomorrow. We're going to go fly. So I got my batteries charged. They're ready to go. We're FPV flyers. Danny calls them picture drones. No, he doesn't like picture drones. He's got Mavics, but he calls them the picture drones, and I like
he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He calls them.
No.
I don't fly the picture drones much anymore. He says he's a super cool guy, man. Easy going, fun, and we got flights together. That makes it fun.
It's an honest take because is pretty much the biggest deal about, right? I mean,
Ironically,
oh yeah, you can pilot this one so much more. No, that's not true. It's just the camera and the sensors and that, which is cameras, right? And the other ones are FPV.
Yeah, ironically, Al, I would say for my Mavic 3 Pro, I actually find that I'm doing more photos than I am videos with
Yeah,
that
I would
drone.
imagine so.
And I've started doing something else. I do my own panos. I do manual panos. I found this freeware software that will stitch panos together for me.
DJI
you were
has
looking
an old.
for what did you find?
Let me see here. Let me open it up and I'll tell you what it is. It's Huggin.
Oh, okay. You
It's
can download the DJI Media
Huggin
Maker
Panoramic Stitcher, and it's free. Works great. So what I do is I use the rule of third line, right? And I'll take a left, a middle, and a right, and then I'll manually stitch those together instead of letting the drone sort of it does 9, right? So you got 3 in the middle, 3 in the top, 3 in the bottom if you're sort of doing the wide angle thing. And I'm really not trying to get top bottom. I'm just trying to get the width. So I've gone to just shooting manual panos for the most part.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, I used DJI has this product called DJI Media Maker. They don't support it anymore, but it does a good job at putting your panels together, like you guys were saying. And it kind of looks like this. Let me see if I can show you.
The hard part about panos, well, especially for somebody like me at the beach, is you can't shoot anything close to the shore because of the waves. You'll never in the time you'll never ever get them matched up and look right. So if you're going to do a pano at the ocean, you look out. You look way out. You don't look down, and you don't get the waves down at the bottom. Then it stitches together. Great. And you can get some really good panos.
And this is what DJI's Media Maker is. So you can choose between, you basically all you do is drop a folder in here, and it makes it for you. Let me see if I have something here.
Cool.
But as simple as that, you just drop a folder in here. You tell it what you want to make, either a panorama and time lapse, and it puts it together for you. I imagine it's probably close to the same algorithm the Mavic 2 Pro was using. The Mavic 2 stuff in below. I'll go ahead and stop sharing.
I do have another suggestion. Although Dennis has got the Mavic 3, not the Mavic 3 Pro. I absolutely love the newer filter set that they have for the Mavic 3 Pro. It comes with what I was really interested in when I saw it was it's got an LPR, light pollution reduction, for at night, so that the lights don't look so yellowish. It's also got a fake panoramic. It will do the little blue bar for you. It's fake in the filter. That one is whatever kind of thing.
I could do that with a rectangle in post.
The other one that I use a lot, especially for sunrises, is it's got a gradient, and it's got a gradient filter, and they're individual for each one, and you can actually rotate them. So you can have the dark on top, or you can have the dark on bottom. It kind of depends on what time of the day it is. In the morning you want it on top because you always have the problem that you're blowing the sun out, and so in order to not blow the sun out, you darken it up, but everything in the ground then is black underneath you, right? So anyway, so I got that. They got a nice gradient. It goes from 0 to 16 at the top, and then the other one, which is the one that I'm freaking surprised at. They got this little star filter that takes little bright lights and turns them into stars.
I love those things, man. I really do.
Bless America. That thing creates some ungodly pictures, ungodly good pictures. It's just
really
wow. Let me find one and I'll share it.
Here, I'll show you one right now. I got one teed up for you. Yeah, but it's not a good one to show. I don't think. Maybe.
So that filter, anyways, I love that filter set.
I use mine all the time.
Newer, or however you say them, filter set.
Yeah, I
for the
think it's
Mavic 3 Pro.
It's called newer ER, so
Yeah,
looks like newer they call it.
yeah, exactly. That is freaking.
It is the bomb. There is no doubt
It is
about
the. It is most definitely the bomb.
it. I have one. Where do you got a picture go? Lake
I know I
Luzarino.
got it. I know I got a better one than this one, although that one shows it pretty well.
Oh, where did I put that picture? It's probably not in this disc then. I got too many discs that'll search through stuff. So,
There
hey,
you go,
Crystal,
Al.
what's
I
the
shared
Texas
one for
weather
you.
like? I know you're there watching and listening. What is the weather in Texas like, Mr. Hope? So what's the temperature at your place? Yeah, I see that hot rod add to stage. Yeah. I
Believe
know.
it or not,
They're nice.
that is also
Yeah.
a panoramic done with that manual
Oh,
panoramic.
nice.
So it stitched the rays together as well through this. But that star filter on a picture, like, oh my god! The first time I pulled it off and looked on the big screen at the picture, I was just like, holy cow! Because I really thought this was a gimmick filter. I was like, I'm never gonna use this thing. Now after the sun comes up, I intentionally land the drone, put that filter on, and throw it back up to get things like this after the sun comes up.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say I can't find my stuff, but I'm still looking for it. You guys keep talking about it. I think the star filters are wonderful. I really like to.
Create some really unique pictures.
Yeah, and what your background picture? You took that with a drone?
Yeah.
Was
This
that,
was probably my Autel Evo
That's
2
what I
Pro.
thought. It would have been your Autel.
You know, I wish DJI would steal what freaking Autel did with putting defog, which is dehaze from
Really?
on the drone. I really wish they would put it on. Wish they would put it on the drone. I like the colors that you get with dehaze.
You know, they stole the Autel's prop. Twist and lock and push, twist and lock.
Yeah, I know.
DJI
Anyways,
borrowed that.
it's dehaze in DaVinci Resolve, but Autel
Oh,
Autel called it defog. But there's no reason that DJI couldn't put that processing in there, because you just get so much more interesting colors at sunset or sunrise by turning that on, and your oranges your yellows get orange, and your orange get it just creates some gorgeous colors.
Dehaze, defog.
Yep.
Jenna's going to be using D.
I'll tell you the other trick too is just getting a UV filter will make your pictures a little softer and bluish. Don't soften them out and make it blue.
By the way, it's getting cold up there where Jenna is now, so too.
Yep.
You're gonna be what? Are you freezing? Are you getting frost yet?
Not yet. Not yet. I would within the next couple weeks. I'm almost certain we do.
Gotcha.
Totally surprised if we don't.
I need to fly early because it sounds like we're going to get a bunch of rain coming across the Gulf this week.
It looked pretty rough. Big time coming. It looked pretty.
Going to start in Texas with Chris and go over to Johnny and then come across over here to Florida. Hopefully it doesn't rain like it did a while ago here for like a week and a half. We literally got 15 plus inches of rain in that week and a half.
That doesn't sound very neighborly. Send that our direction. It just doesn't sound. That just says.
It's all going to be south of you, Dennis. I think it's going to be south of you. It's going to be northern. It's going to be central and northern Florida, probably southern Georgia.
Oh, I found all my star filter stuff. Yay! All right, I'll go ahead and
yeah, share yours. I shared another one of mine that I really liked. This is probably
the
like
star
the first
filter stuff is unbelievable, man. It really is. I'll see yours. I'll go ahead and put this up here. Hopefully, it'll come up better. Find the right picture here.
I'll see you. I'll see yours and raise you one of mine, huh?
I need to take it up at night in the city because it's supposed to do that to all the little street lights. And
Oh
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Of course, you do need to take it up.
I
Oh,
haven't done.
interesting.
I haven't
Yeah.
done one of the. I haven't done one of those yet. So
Oh, you
that's
haven't?
probably pretty wild looking.
I
Oh,
would
geez.
imagine. Yeah,
So
the DJI
in the
filter set.
All right, now I'm going to share mine, and then I'll put yours up here in a second.
yeah, no worries.
Actually, let me just add yours to the. So there's the star filter right there. It looks really nice. The cloud formation, pretty, right? Pretty. Love it.
It just like I said, this was probably one of the first times I used that filter, and when I looked at this on the big screen, my jaw just hit the floor because it's just like, holy cow, is that a freaking amazing picture?
Yeah, well, I totally agree on that one. All right, so I'm going to share this here. I will take this one down. Oh, you did it already. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Share screen, and then we're going to do window. This is what it looks like. This is the Air 2S.
Oh, yeah. So this is what it looks like at night. Yeah.
This is what it looks like at night. And I was sitting up in the hill away from here. And I tell you what, man, I could hear the music and watch it from here. So it was, let me see if I got another one here. I think I do.
At least it didn't do the star on any of the building windows. The lights coming out of the building. If you looked at that, it was only doing it on the light post.
Yeah,
I'd understand how it was only doing on that light source and not some of the other light sources.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share this video here. This is a video. Oh, no, not a video file. I don't want to share a video file. Stop. Not that. So I'll go ahead and share this. And I don't know. I love filters like that. They're just so fun, you know.
It should do it off of headlights off of cars too, right?
Yeah, it does. All right, so I'm going to be flying into the location here. Let me see, hit play. And I'm going to probably do a lateral slide to get in here because I need to get over the water because I can't fly over the people. But you can see all the lights popping.
Yeah, I see that.
You see, and then once you get directly in front of the cars, they'll really pop. So this is the Browns Island in Richmond City, and they host a lot of concerts here. It's just a perfect location to do it because they can control the access points. There's 4 access points.
Man, that filter.
Man, that's wait till they start flashing their lights there on stage. They'll light me up here in a second. And the cars are starting to show a little bit on the star filter there too.
That's enough you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you can see it on the cars.
You can see it on the cars there. Yeah, exactly.
And I like that the stage looked funky, somewhat normal over there.
Yeah, and
that's sweet.
I was flying within the 30-minute timeline here, guys. So if you guys that are like, oh, you're flying in the dark. Well, yes, it's dark, but it's within 30 minutes of sunset. So that was that, guys. So
I wasn't about to call you out on. Still don't. There's no law. Argue that all day and all night, but there's no law that says you can't.
Yeah, well, unless you got a flight path that's going to hurt somebody, don't. You can do it legally. But,
yeah.
And I try to do the panoramics, like you were saying, the 3x3, and then there's that one that does 29. I forget, what is it? Is it a 3x6, 18 pictures it takes? One takes 9.
The 180, I think, takes 20. 6 pictures, and the wide takes 9 pictures.
9 pictures. It's a 3x3 grid, right?
Yeah, 3x3 grid. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, you skipped the Avinox conversation.
Oh, I did, huh?
You
I
sure
brought
did.
that up, and we got sidetracked.
I did. Jenna, help me out here. Save me.
Where's the rewind button?
What did I miss? I just went right over my head. I'm sorry about that. All right.
So that article was on Drone XL, talking about Avinox, because DJI registered their next goggles in China. So the goggles too, I think, are NV900. The Integras are 901, and now they have this new one that's a 902 that has been registered over in China, and it's got the name of Avinox.
Avinox, what improvements do we see?
I have no idea it's probably an 04 version of the goggles, right? As to what they're going to do. I wish they would do the diopters like they have in the goggles too. As somebody who wears goggles and occasionally likes to share the goggles with some other people, having the flexibility of just turning that thing to get the eyesight right is so much better than pulling the diopters on and off like you do on the Integras.
Yeah. So, it's a little disheartening that they're pushing all this stuff to market. And why are they pushing it to market is the question I'm asking. Because they're dumping products on the market right now, right? They definitely could have sat on it, but why? What's going on in their timelines coming up soon? What are they planning? What do they think is going to happen to the world economy that they need to rush their stuff to market?
Anybody? So some of it may be with 04, and this comes from MadTex, right? So the 04 is a version 2 of their communications chip. So that chip they've been using for OcuSync, they've upgraded as well for 04. So some of it may be that, with the chip shortage, Al, you know how it is. Maybe they can't source the old one anymore, so they're only sourcing the new one. So they're trying to release all this new stuff out to get it out, so that they have the new chipset out there, kind of thing.
What if they're going to start? I mean, the FPV drone, the POS part 2.
They're obviously going to do another FPV drone. What that drone is going to be will be interesting. I would say I'm in favor of a sub 250 that's a Cinewhoop, a smaller version of the Avata, so to speak, just from a durability perspective, right? If you go back to the POS, how do you make something like the POS that is crashable? Not that you can't, because the regular FPV guys can.
No,
right?
But you can do that, but just kind of make it a little bit more modular or something like this.
Sure. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think you really have a kick-ass system if it's an 04.
So they might go down that path too, where they really do try to go into the heart of FPV.
This.
And iFlight's already doing it, right? They have the new modular batteries to clip into the product, right?
I mean, this combo right here, is super nice. I mean, you've got this more Cinewhoopy, and then if you want something a little bit more POS-y, make it something like this, and you've got the market covered if you do that.
Jenna, you hit a really good point there, because I was, exactly.
This is what I want from DJI. I don't have this one going. It's still in the wrapper, but it's the Gep RC Cine 20, and I bought it simply so that I'd have one. I do kind of want to play around with FPV, and I wanted something that would crashable. Other part of it is this is tiny, and I wanted tiny because, well, we get these things called hurricanes around here. So having something that I could just play around in the house when I'm bored and the power's out and everything else would be wonderful. So that's why I ended up with this. Eventually, I'm going to get this going.
All right. Before you interrupted, I was thinking about something and I forgot.
Sorry.
That's all right. We had these things up.
Well done, Rod. Well done.
So, Jenna, I was telling Joe, when he wrecked his FPV minefield, right? And I would, if I were to wreck my FPV and everything like got busted except for the camera and the flight controller, I would transfer everything over to that frame you have, like an iFlight XX5 or an iFlight, so some beefy frame, and mount all the gear, all the electronics over into a crashable frame, you know, and it just 3D printed so everything is mounted correctly because of the way I don't have mine handy, it's in the case, because of the way that whole product is integrated so nicely, the way the battery snaps in and all that.
They're
But
going to have to do something because, right, it's not on these right now, but like iFlight has actually put something out that's a little bit, like
avatars, yeah,
it's for RID, right? And so if you start building RID into these, which nobody else has, and so where's that going to come from? I mean, is that going to be built into these things or what?
yeah. I mean, the whole RFID has been rushed upon us way too early. They don't have anything cooked under the covers, man.
That's
They
my
don't know.
vote for the small drone, because then you don't have to mess with RID. That Cine 20,
Right.
even with the battery on it, is only like 200 grams, so it doesn't need remote ID on that drone.
Yeah, I mean, we all have those, and we all build those, right? I
Right,
build
yeah.
those specifically for that. Okay, I don't buy them. I usually build
I know someone who doesn't build any of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't build it either. I bought it.
I know somebody that doesn't even fix their own stuff. They send it away. They crash it, don't fix it, and send it away.
Really, there are people like, oh, that's terrible.
You know what I mean? So
I'm one of those.
yeah, I know, and there's a lot of people like that. Okay, so everybody's different because everybody has different skill sets. And
you get that, and they want to do different things.
Yeah, and you know what? You have to have patience because these things, when you start tuning it and whatever, it's patience. It's just like learning to fly, FPV fly, not picture drone. Picture drones are like, and hit the left button if you want to put it in cruise control. That sound familiar?
Right.
Right?
Or there's something to be said about that. I mean, if you're cruising along beautiful coast of some island or something like that, and I just want to get some beautiful video, put together a little bit of a travel vlog or something like that, then you get it. And even with something like this, right? If you do that, right, it's going to be kind of heavy enough. You can put it out there. It's going to do what you want it to do, and that's great. And then flip it into another mode, and you can do flips and turns and whatever you want. And
I'm also big waypoint. I love waypoints. Okay, because you can replicate the same flight every time, exactly the same way, and the only thing you're going to change are your camera values. And then when you get home, you can compare what camera value works for you, and you memorize it. So when you're out in the same kind of conditions, you can always, pull it out of the database that is in your mind, and hopefully you get it right and get the good settings that you need.
Lance Cadena posted a nice video. Waypoint shots. It was really well done.
Yeah, and that's how you want to use them. And the other thing about waypoints is this: that you can start your flight, turn on your waypoints. You can put that controller away, and nobody knows that you flying it. Okay, and you can walk around, and that thing's flying around, and then when it's done, you go back to where you took off from, and you pick it up and go home. You know what I mean? So you could actually get in the scene because you know where that waypoints are.
I'm probably going to be playing with waypoints because they're about to tear down the pier here in Flagler Beach, Florida, and rebuild a new one there. So I'm gonna want to set the waypoints up just so that I could do the time lapse thing over the entire deconstruction and construction of that pier there at the beach.
And to your point, Rod, I mean, there's so many different types of applications for so many different types of drones, and that's where you run into, like, you know, the little whoops and the center whoops and the bigger FPVs and the more stable camera drones, like, you know, the 3 Pro taking pictures. I mean, there's sometimes, you want a picture, you want to hang on the wall. I'm not going to get it with this guy here.
The FPV is not going to work.
Now, I would argue against that. The camera on that Avata takes some damn
but it's not
good
pictures.
It's not bad.
It's not pictures. It's video.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's 12 megapixels. It's not bad. But at the end of the day, if I had my choice,
Hey, your buddy's doing better.
then
How's your doggy doing, Jenna?
he's doing okay.
He's doing better.
It's not any different than taking photos on the Mini 3. It's the same camera.
I think it's a different camera. I think it's a different sensor.
I don't know about that one, so I'll let you guys discuss that one. Let me see.
I think it's stacked on the Mini 3.
No, it's not stacked on the Mini 3. The Mini 4 is.
No, but the 4 Pro and the Air 3.
Correct. Although I don't know that we've had confirmation that it's stacked on the Mini 4. It's the same. It's still the 1/1.3 sensor.
Yeah. I think the Air 3.
All right, gentlemen and ladies, we are running way over. Golly, 13 minutes over. I'm sorry about that. We really got going there, had some fun.
Sorry.
Thank you for everybody.
I'll take the fault.
Yeah, hot rod.
Good conversation.
Thanks for popping in. Dennis, thank you for coming by. Jenna, always.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited about getting to Texas and seeing everybody.
Me too.
I'm sorry you two are not going to make it, Jenna. And, what's your name again, Hot Rod?
Rod. Imagine that.
Yeah, well, I think Hot Rod works better. I like
that.
So you're Rodney?
I am Rodney.
He's a Rodney.
I've always gone by Rod most of my life. And obviously Hot Rod is always kind of the nickname for a Rod or a Rodney.
That's for sure.
Interestingly, my mother always
I just got this. This is these are some polo shirts that are retired Army as well that I've gotten, because I've had, when I fly my drones, I wear some t-shirts that have retired Army on them. That keeps the Karens away. Literally nobody will mess with a veteran flying a drone. They'll just come up and have a great conversation with you. They won't come up and mess with you if you're wearing retired Army stuff, which is what I did.
It's like the 101 Screaming Eagles.
Yeah. I was in the field artillery. I blew things up for a living.
Airborne.
All right, guys. Well, wave goodbye to everybody. I think I'm going to call it. You all have a good night, guys, and a good week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Donations 9 o'clock.
Another wave.
Have fun in Texas.
Oh yeah, do the wave. I'll start it.
Yeah.